The referees stopped Barcelona. They were robbed in front of all of Spain. What is Robert Lewandowski willing to do to stay in Barcelona? Arsenal continues to lose chances for the Premier League title. The London derby against Chelsea ended in a draw. Moise Kean is making football history. Yesterday, the forward put on a one-man show in SerieA. The return of Mourinho to the English Premier League and the disgraceful exit of Inter Miami in the round of 16. We are talking about this and much more today. This is a hot selection of the most interesting football news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and like this video to get more news about our favorite game. Your support is very important to us. Let's get started. Arsenal is falling further behind first place. Yesterday, the Gunners drew with Chelsea, with both teams scoring once. In my opinion, the result is as fair as it gets. Both sides fought hard and displayed great football, but neither could outperform the other. Mikel Arteta, however, claimed that Arsenal dominated, adding fuel for more meme-worthy moments. At Chelsea, Marc Cucurella deserves special mention. Bukayo Saka had been his kryptonite in previous encounters, but yesterday, the defender completely neutralized one of the best wingers of the moment. Caicedo was no less impressive. He was everywhere, faultless both on and off the ball. This isn't the first such performance from the Ecuadorian, who has redeemed himself after last season's criticism and is finally justifying the $100 million price tag. Pedro Neto scored a fantastic goal. He skillfully handled the ball and shot into the corner after an assist from Enzo Fernandez. Kai Havertz also scored against his former club and even celebrated dramatically, but his goal was disallowed due to a slight offside. Luck was not on Havertz's side yesterday. He took a head injury in a duel, his second in as many games. In a previous match, he had to leave the field, but yesterday, he was determined to continue. Kai didn't even want to seek medical help, but a yellow card quickly persuaded him otherwise. Arsenal played well, but the team seems to have lost the ability to switch between playing offensively and holding the lead, something they excelled at last season. Moreover, Arsenal lacks new ideas. Apart from the fresh addition of Calafiori, the Gunners are playing the same way as last season, while all their competitors have made upgrades. Even Manchester City, where Pep Guardiola is now experimenting with a formation involving 3 10s. Heading into the international break, Arsenal is 9 points behind first place. With all due respect to Arteta's squad, their chances for the title are fading. The Inter Miami players displayed unsportsmanlike behavior in their match against Atlanta United. As the game intensified, the Miami players became nervous and started acting aggressively, constantly provoking their opponents, pushing and escalating the tension. It was unpleasant to watch. Morally speaking, it seems they deserved this defeat and elimination from the tournament. The only exception was Lionel Messi, who genuinely tried to create chances for the team and remained calm, unlike his teammates. Jordi Alba, his former colleague from Barcelona, acted very differently, as if he felt untouchable. After the match, Alba lost his temper and lashed out at the referee, shouting that he refereed like complete garbage. Surprisingly, the referee did not give Alba a red card for such behavior, though this situation clearly calls for review by the disciplinary committee to assess his actions. The Miami players' aggression became especially evident after Atlanta's second goal. Goalkeeper Brad Guzan was merely trying to hold on to the ball, which is quite common in tense matches. Messi took the ball away, and then Campana ran up to Guzan and shoved him in the back, causing Guzan to get tangled in the goal net. Taking advantage of the moment, Suarez started yelling at him. According to the rules, the referee could have immediately shown Campana a red card and Suarez a yellow for unsportsmanlike conduct, but the official didn't intervene, allowing Miami's players too much freedom. This match demonstrated that football principles are more important than emotions. While victory is always desirable, it should be achieved with honest and professional play. The Turkish Football Federation fined Jose Mourinho for his remarks about the referees following the match against Trabzonspor. The statements in question contradict sporting behavior, sports ethics, and the concept of fair play. They harm the reputation of the TFF, are aimed at devaluing Turkish football, casting doubt on the impartiality of referees and other match officials, and are therefore punishable by a fine of 900,000 Turkish lira, the statement said. To recap, Jose harshly criticized the officiating in the Turkish league and accused his own team's management of hiding the full situation from him. Allegedly, Had Jose known about this from the start, he would never have joined the league. Immediately after the fine was announced, the press was filled with headlines suggesting Mourinho wants to leave his role as head coach of Fenerbahce. This outcome was almost inevitable once he began blaming the club's bosses. Who in their right mind would do that? Most likely, either Jose is no longer in his right mind, or he simply has nothing left to lose. We tend to believe the latter. For example, The Guardian has already run a headline suggesting that Mourinho is prepared to take over at Newcastle if Eddie Howe is dismissed. Fiorentina has become a true sensation in SerieA. With a modest budget, the team is currently holding a Champions League spot, largely thanks to their new coach, Raffaele Palladino. He introduced a vibrant attacking style and assembled a squad of players other clubs had deemed unnecessary. Key players include Eduardo Bove, Danilo Cataldi, Yassine Adli, and of course David De Gea, who has already earned the title of the best goalkeeper in the league. Palladino doesn't require complex footwork from David, so De Gea is free to play long balls and truly excels in his element on the goal line. The Spaniard now has 5 clean sheets and leads the league in save percentage. Yesterday's match against Verona, where Fiorentina won 3-1, only confirmed his importance. In the 91st minute, David launched the ball to Moise Kean, who scored. De Gea now has more goal contributions in the last 3 games than Kylian Mbappe. Moise Kean has also been a true revelation for Fiorentina. Juventus underestimated him, even though coach Max Allegri saw great potential in him. The only issue was Kean's character. He was reserved and often seemed detached from the team. But at Fiorentina, Moise has changed. He's matured, plays in better harmony, and now ranks second in the SerieA scoring list with 8 goals. He made the right choice by joining Palladino, knowing his style would fit the coach's system. Here's what he had to say about his transformation. "I expected a breakthrough. When you're in a city like Florence, and in a team where you're supported, it's impossible to play poorly. People said I wouldn't meet expectations, and that motivated me." Palladino immediately gave us clear ideas, and we like his style, especially as forwards. "I saw his approach back in Monza. It drew me in." According to CIES, Kean ranks 3rd in dribbling among centre-forwards in top leagues, trailing only Mbappe and Openda. In the final third, he becomes a powerful weapon. Yesterday, he practically exploded in the game against Verona, scoring a hat-trick. And to think, after leaving Juventus, many thought Moise would never prove himself. Robert Lewandowski is willing to take a significant pay cut to extend his contract with Barcelona, as reported by Sport ES. Let us recall that his current contract is valid until 2026. Given Lewandowski's age, it's not exactly close to expiring, and this contract could very well be his last. No one would fault him for that. However, for Robert, this is not enough. He wants to extend it for another season, meaning until 2027. It's important to note that Lewandowski is one of the highest-paid players in the league, ranking in the top 3 by salary. This raises the possibility that what matters most to Robert is not just the contract extension, but the assurance that he won't be sold off this summer. He's currently playing at a high level, but his large salary, age, and Barcelona's financial issues might outweigh the goals he scores for the club. Another similar case confirms our point. No one in their right mind would have let him go, but there was no choice. The main reason was that he cost the club too much. Perhaps Robert remembers this scenario and wants to safeguard himself in advance by extending his contract under reduced terms. In the end, he could receive roughly the same amount of money, only spread out over a longer period with the new deal. Whether Barcelona will agree to this remains to be seen. By then, Lewandowski will be approaching 40, which is a lot, even for a goal-scoring machine like him. Either way, we wish him the best of luck. The Serie A leaders, Inter and Napoli, ended in a 1-1 draw, heightening the suspense just before the international break. In the standings, there's only a 2-point gap between 1st and 6th place, promising an intense battle until the end of the season. Lautaro Martinez once again failed to make an impact, barely noticeable on the field, unlike Romelu Lukaku. Even though he's not in peak form, the Belgian became a key player in the attack, showcasing why Simone Inzaghi relies on him. His technique and strength made all the difference. Inter's game was orchestrated by Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who tackled, intercepted, delivered precise passes, and took shots on goal. Most importantly, he scored a brilliant goal that allowed the team to equalize. Unfortunately, it was also Calhanoglu who left Inter without the additional points. For the first time in his career with the club, the Turk failed to convert a penalty. Meanwhile, a scandal erupted in La Liga. VAR denied Barcelona a clear goal, disallowing it due to a controversial offside call. This happened during their match against Real Sociedad. The replay showed Lewandowski's red boot barely ahead, but it didn't create an obvious offside. The referee, who initially awarded the goal, overturned it after a lengthy discussion with VAR. The VAR error caused widespread confusion. Barcelona lost at least 1 point, and Spanish football authorities will need to figure out how to prevent such incidents in the future. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. And be sure to watch our previous video. It just appeared before your eyes right now. See you. Good luck to everyone. Goodbye.